Sardinia or Corsica in 2026? The question seems simple, but this year the answer has changed drastically. If in 2025, choosing was simply a matter of taste, nightlife versus wilderness, luxury versus authenticity, in 2026, new factors come into play. Stricter regional laws, increased bans on Italian beaches, restrictions on free parking, and increasingly widespread mandatory reservation systems. In other words, heaven still exists, but is no longer as free or spontaneous as it once was. Many travelers are only discovering upon arrival that some of Sardinia's iconic beaches now require advanced booking, limited access, or day tickets. Meanwhile, just across the sea, Corsica continues to offer that feeling of total freedom that is disappearing elsewhere. But be careful, all that glitters is not gold, especially for those of us who seek total contact with nature. In 2026, the distinction between textile beaches and zones of true integral freedom has become the most subtle and delicate boundary to map. Which of the two islands really offers the perfect vacation in 2026? And which might disappoint you if you're not prepared? If you love unfiltered travel, spectacular destinations, and practical advice that no one tells you, subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell. Sardinia remains one of the most spectacular beach destinations in the world. Unreal water, crystal clear sand, Mediterranean scents everywhere. But not all areas offer the same experience. The Coast of Smeralda is its most famous face. Yachts, exclusive beach clubs, sky-high prices, and crowded beaches in the peak months. The sea here is incredible, but the experience can feel more like a showcase than a natural retreat. A few kilometers away, however, Capo Testa tells a different story. Hidden coves among wind-sculpted granite rocks, scenic trails, and an almost mystical atmosphere at sunset. It takes walking, exploring, getting lost. But the rewards are enormous. Here, Sardinia truly becomes wild. The Piscina's dunes are among the highest in Europe and give the sensation of being in a desert that meets the sea. The problem? Erosion. Authorities are restricting access to protect the ecosystem, so some areas may be less accessible than before. More and more beaches require reservations via apps or regional portals, such as systems like Cor di Sardegna. They work like this. Choose the beach and the date. Pay a ticket or register access. Receive a QR code to enter. Many tourists arrive unprepared and are left out. Planning has become essential. In Sardinia, the sea is picture perfect, but spontaneity is becoming a luxury. In Sardinia, the freedom to be naked is often confined to tiny, highly regulated areas. If you stray from the marked paths of the official beaches, you risk heavy fines. Beauty is absolute, but the spontaneity of the body is strictly controlled. The wild frontier. As soon as you land in Corsica, you perceive something different. Fewer buildings, more mountains, more uncontaminated nature. Here, geography itself creates freedom. Agriate Desert. It's not a true desert, but a vast wilderness area without coastal towns. The most famous beaches, such as Shalisha and Lotu, can be reached in two ways. By sea with shuttles or dinghies, by land with 4x4 dirt tracks, or on foot along the Sentier de Douaniers, the ancient customs officer's path. The journey to get there is part of the adventure. The beaches of the south, Palombagia and Santa Giulia. They're very famous, yes, but different from the Sardinian ones. Here, the sand is very white, sea shallow and turquoise, but the surrounding environment is wild. Pine forests, red rocks, less invasive urbanization. They don't give the impression of an artificial resort, but of nature that has been tamed just enough. But Corsica's true strength is its culture of full naturism. Here, there's no need for fences or strident signs. Nudity is integrated into the landscape. From the dunes of Alleria to the cliffs of Bonifacio, you'll find miles of coastline where bathing suits are simply a thing of the past. It's a philosophy of respect that we still struggle to find in Italy. One of the most discussed points concerns the tolerance of the authorities. In Italy, the Coast Guard and local police strictly enforce bans on free camping, fires, and overnight stays. In Corsica, the gendarmerie is generally more permissive as long as the environment and safety are respected. This doesn't mean anarchy, but rather a different philosophy. Individual responsibility rather than total bans. And it is precisely this feeling of freedom that attracts more and more travelers. What do you really prefer on vacation? Services, safety, and organization? Or total freedom, even if it means a few inconveniences? Write it in the comments. Sardinia or Corsica? For those who travel without filters, the difference is abysmal. In Sardinia, you have to map every inch to avoid problems. In Corsica, you only need to walk 20 minutes along the customs officer's path to find coves where complete freedom is the norm. If you're looking for total sunbathing and silence, Corsica wins 3-0 in 2026. Free parking and nature-friendly campsites. In Sardinia, excellent camping areas are increasingly subject to surveillance outside them. In Corsica, more tolerance is given to isolated camping, especially in inland or less touristy areas. It's not uncommon to find travelers spending weeks exploring the island without ever setting foot in a traditional campsite. Water quality. In Sardinia, the water is incredibly clear, almost unreal, with pale seabeds that amplify the colors. In Corsica, however, the sea is often more alive. More fish, more seagrass meadows, richer ecosystems, less of a swimming pool effect, more of a Mediterranean ocean effect. Secret paths and hidden coves. Many Corsican beaches are connected by spectacular coastal paths. A 20 to 30-minute walk is all it takes to find yourself completely alone. Sardinia also offers similar routes, but they are often less publicized or more regulated. For those seeking isolation and adventure, Corsica has a head start. If this comparison is helping you decide where to go in 2026, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to support free and unfiltered content. Here we tell you what you will never see about tourist destinations. Between Sardinia and Corsica, there is a small world apart, often ignored by mass tourists. The Lavezzi Islands are the ultimate sanctuary. Among the granite giants, spontaneous nudity flourishes naturally. It is the place where boundaries and conventions fall, the high point of our journey. Some of the clearest waters in the Mediterranean, spectacular granite cliffs, and an almost Caribbean atmosphere, yet just a few miles from the European coast. They are mainly reached by boat from Bonifacio or Santa Teresa de Gallura. There are no large hotels, no urban chaos, just nature, wind, and endless sea. It's the perfect place to understand how close, yet profoundly different, Sardinia and Corsica are. If I had to summarize, Sardinia 2026 equals absolute beauty, organization, but increasingly regulated. Corsica 2026 equals powerful nature, freedom, spirit of adventure. We're still growing the channel. If you'd like to support it and help me reach 4,000 hours of viewing, please write in the comments about the most beautiful beach you've ever been to or the one you dream of seeing. I'll reply to everyone personally.